The Director of Media Special Operations of the APC Presidential Council, or Presidential Campaign Council, Fani-Kayode, is asking the People's Democratic Party to apologize to Bola Tinubu for personal attacks. He's also accusing the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar of causing division in the PDP. Fani-Kayode was speaking on a Rise news program this day, live earlier.
He's a man that's been trying to be the president of this country for the last, since 1993. He's run in virtually every single presidential election or presidential primaries since 1993. And he has been a member of 7 different political parties. He's a serial player and he's obsessed with this objective. That's number one. Atiku is a man that has decided that regardless of the sign of the times, the feeling of the nation, and that the idea of power shift has now come and it cannot be stopped, he's gone against that, against his own Fulani brothers in the north, the majority of them, and said, regardless of the complications and implications of this, regardless of the fact that the whole country is screaming for a power shift, he has decided that he will go against the tide and insist that we should have a Fulani to Fulani succession, 8 years of Buhari, 8 years of another Fulani person. He did this by regardless of the consequences and the implications, he did this by first of all betraying his own party, scuttling the convention, ensuring that the southern governors were pushed out and were denied the opportunity to produce Wike, and upset everybody in his own party. So he divided his own party. That's the kind of man he is. He didn't stop there. He has a northern chairman in his party. Instead of him insisting that that northern chairman should step down, again, he violated the constitution of his party, broke every single promise to everybody in that party, and supported Iyorchia Ayu to remain as chairman of that party. That is the Atiku that we're talking about. Again, let me go further. This is a man, apart from offending the governors of his party, apart from violating the constitution, apart from the chairmanship issue, this is a man that is sincere, deceitful, dangerous, and has betrayed everybody. Let me substantiate that. I was in the Obasanjo administration. I was a minister. I know what he did to President Olusegun Obasanjo. Throughout between 2003 to 2007, there's nothing he did not do to undermine that administration. Yet, he has the effrontery, and his people have the effrontery to tell the whole world how wonderful an administration Obasanjo was. And it really was wonderful, the best, in my view, that we've ever had in this country. But he spent all his time plotting on how to not just remove Obasanjo from power, but destroy Obasanjo and rubbish him. It was so bad that on 2 separate occasions, I, in open cabinet, challenged him in front of the president cabinet and asked him to leave the cabinet chambers for betrayal and treachery. That's the kind of man Atiku Abubakar is. Let me go one more step before I stop. Look at what he did to Jonathan in 2015. We were all in the PDP at the time. Atiku Abubakar led 5 governors out of the party. They went and joined the opposition party. They supported President Buhari to become president at the time. There's nothing Jonathan did not do or promise them or beg them for, that look, come back, we will settle everything. No, he did not do that. Because he wanted to spite Jonathan and spite everybody around Jonathan, he joined the other side. With 5 governors, they went and they ensured that Jonathan lost. The same Jonathan that had done so much for him whilst he was in the party, and the same party that had offered him the position of vice president for 8 years. That's the kind of man Atiku Abubakar is, and that is why I think it will be very dangerous for anything to support him. Now, let me ask you this question. His farms, his university, his assets, everything, none of them have been attacked by ISWAP or Boko Haram throughout this period, in fact, since the inception of this problem in 2009. You ask yourself, how come he seems exempt from this? Everybody in the north, and I've lived in the north for 22 years, has been affected, except for Atiku. Let me just end on this one, then we'll start again. Okay, none has touched him. The reason why is because many feel that he needs to explain his relationship with people like Sheikh Gumi, who is in Kaduna, who is the chief defender of the kidnappers, who campaigns for him, who travels around private jets for him, and the young man that's now in detention who has been accused of terrorism. Well, what is his link with these people? That is the sort of thing Atiku Abubakar has to explain for us. And that is another reason why I think we need to be very careful.
I guess it's natural for you to demarcate those who are competing with your principal.
No.
As for some of the issues you raised.
Can I just say,
No, it's a natural thing to do.
Can I just say, I'm sorry to interrupt you. It's not my habit to interrupt. I am a polite person. But may I just say this, if I may, I don't seek to demarcate him at all. All I seek to do is present the facts. And I'll just tell you one more fact, and then you can tell me whatever you think I'm doing wrong, okay? One that pained a lot of us was this. A young lady by Deborah was killed in Sokoto recently, was butchered, okay? The president of our country offered his condolences to the family and did the right and proper thing before the entire world because it became an international issue. It was a barbaric killing. Atiku Abubakar tweeted his commiserations, then chose to withdraw that tweet and refused to offer condolences to the family.
All right, let's talk about this and more of the issues raised by Fani-Kayode there on This Day Live earlier. Let's bring in Kola Ologbondiyan, the spokesman at Atiku Okowa campaign. Great to have you on Newsnight tonight.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm sure you've been listening to Fani-Kayode, and
rightfully,
Reuben Abati actually makes a point there that, well, it is only natural that he'll be demarketing, the candidates of the opposing party. What do you make of some of the issues that he raised there? That number one, that Atiku has been desperate to be president,
with due respect,
many
there's
years.
nothing that Fani-Kayode has said that any Nigerian will be worried about or any Nigerian will be bothered about. In the last election in 2019, Fani-Kayode supported Atiku. And all the names that he had mentioned, including Baba Olusegun Obasanjo, including President Goodluck Jonathan, they all supported Atiku Abubakar in the last election, in the 2019. So I don't think anybody, any right-minded person will attach any seriousness to the allegations that Fani-Kayode has come on arise to make. And I say so clearly because to start with, he's talking about, Atiku has contested election before. Is there a law in the 1999 Constitution as amended that says that because we have contested election a number of times, we can't recontest again? President Muhammadu Buhari, the sitting president, ran in 2003, he ran in 2007, he ran in 2011, he ran in 2015. So what point will I be addressing from what Fani-Kayode has said? Then he spoke about the issue of, Deborah. I wish you watch the Channels Television people's town hall meeting that had just been concluded a couple of minutes ago. I would have been there for this program. And Atiku was asked the same question.
What was his
response? And he said that, look, he gives authority for tweet, and that particular tweet didn't take his authority, and he asked for it to be deleted, and he also reissued another tweet where he condemned the action, because according to him and in his own word, Islam does not permit forceful death on anybody without processes. And on account of that, he did condemn that act. However,
but when you hand your tweet over, when you authorize anyone to handle your tweet, what you're saying is that whatever is put out on that particular tweet, is a reflection of your thoughts and your thinking.
Because I don't totally accept it. I don't totally accept it too. You know why? There are people who have my handle too, who use my handle for me too, and I have occasion to ask them to please remove that tweet. So I don't see any issue there. More so, if you follow that tweet on that day, you will discover that social media issue was gradually becoming a physical issue that could create tension, and in fact that could lead to other things on the ground, no longer on the social media. And I have listened to people who said, Atiku acted right. But Atiku himself came out this night on that Channels Town Hall meeting and provided explanation on what he did and why he took that action.
Another point, just so that we can maximize the time, another point that Fani-Kayode made, a veiled attempt really to say that Atiku has or may have some kind of relationship with Boko Haram or bandits. That he's questioning that. He's saying to Nigerians, how come none of Atiku's schools of farms or facilities or infrastructure has been affected in any way or form.
Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, was asked a similar question tonight on channels on what he would do about Boko Haram. And he said that, look, he had served, and you know, he retired from customs service. He served in Borno. He doesn't know anywhere that people can be in Borno and you say you can't identify them. He was very emphatic on that. And it is strange that I don't know how to put this.
Has Atiku really been able to diagnose the root cause of the insecurity that Nigeria faces?
Because I don't know how to put this for Fani-Kayode. Why will you willfully wish your enemy evil? Wish your any human being at all, whether he's your friend or he's your enemy, evil? Why?
You think that's what he was doing there?
Come out to say is that he's wishing Atiku Abubakar evil. If you say that, why was he not attacked? Why was his farm not attacked? Why was why were his businesses not attacked? It's unfortunate that Fani-Kayode, somebody of that standing, can come into the public arena and wish a fellow Nigerian evil just in the name of politics. And you see, this is what we have been saying. That is why we asked the security agencies to put the APC campaign on the watch list, and they are calling for apology. Apology from who?
Why should it be?
Why should they not? They have been encouraging violence. The comment by Fani-Kayode fully encourages violence, and I don't want to make this campaign an issue between me and Fani-Kayode. I'm not in that arena at all.
Great. So
let's my own arena is to engage the presidential candidate, and I've said it over and over. He should provide explanation on his involvement over the $146,000 that was removed from his account, which has a link with drug fund. They should provide that. They should provide explanation for that. They are finding that difficult, and they are running around. And Ngozi, come to take a look at it.
Right.
Tinubu is their big masquerade, but you don't see him in the square. He doesn't come to the community square to come and dance. It is his guides that come around to come and speak. Dr. Becky just left here. He's a guide. When will Tinubu come and sit down with you and engage in discussion like this?
Well, he still has an open invitation from Arise. Let's talk about some of the promises that Atiku's been making. You had the PDP rally in Abuja yesterday. Promises, reiterating his commitment to restructuring, and even telling the FCT residents and indigents that he will give them all of their demands if he becomes president. Let's talk about this restructuring that Atiku's been talking about. Does he even have a timeline, a time frame within which to set the ball rolling on the issue of restructuring? And what kind of restructuring?
You recall that when Atiku Abubakar met with the Guild of Editors in Lagos, because Atiku is the only one who has been going around and talking to Nigerians, who is using every opportunity to address issues. So when he met with the Guild of Editors, it was very clear that even as he was speaking at that moment in Lagos, that he already had a prepared executive bill on the issue of restructuring. He has a book which I will bring for you. You understand? On restructuring.
Just make sure he signs it before you bring
it. No.
That's no problem
about that.
Yes, but
on that issue of restructuring. No, I'm not finished on that issue of restructuring.
Is it regionalism? Is it what? That's the question that's been asked. Is it regionalism? What kind of restructuring?
No, he's talking about. From his own analysis, we are maintaining this structure, this federal structure.
The six geopolitical zone structure.
But he will devolve powers, because he believes that the center is too huge. And because of that, there are deniers at the subnationals, at the state level and at the local government level. And he said, look, he will devolve power and resources to the states and possibly to the local government. You also don't forget, he has also addressed the issue of insecurity by saying that some states will want state police, some states will want constabulary police, some will want community policing. Let us address this issue through our constitution, wherever amendments are required. And instead of from day one, he will take this constitution back to the National Assembly and demand for amendment on a line-by-line basis. What are the things that we need to do? Is there a time
frame, or is there going to be an attempt to continue to buy time and kick the can down the road?
No. I can assure you of one issue, Ngozi. Atiku Abubakar is the only aspirant among those parading themselves that they want to be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Even some of them don't know beyond their respective states. And they always claim that, oh, they are the one that built their state, like Emilio.
Yeah, but Tinubu is also talking restructuring.
Like
He's also talking about restructuring.
Emilio Bodilon will come and say that, oh, he built Lagos. Lagos that has had the opportunity of 15 governors. He alone built Lagos. Marwa didn't work there. Mobolaji Johnson didn't work there. So all these things are funny. But you know why? You know what I'm happy about? The ordinary Nigerians whom he lied to in 2015 and led them on a journey to nowhere, they don't take his words seriously. They just believe that, oh, that's one presidential aspirant who's just going around and selling dreams and selling lies to the ordinary Nigerians. And nobody's going to take that. So we are confident in the People's Democratic Party that we will continue to speak to the issues. Our candidate Atiku Abubakar and his running mate, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, will speak to issues. And if you had had the opportunity of watching channels tonight, the Channels Town Hall meeting, you will have seen the superlative manner.
Okay, we have to leave it.
In
we
which
have to leave it there.
They delivered.
Kola Ologbondiyan is the, of course, former PDP spokesman and part of the Atiku Presidential Campaign Council. Thank you very much for joining us.
It's an opportunity once again, Ngozi. Thank you very much.
Always.